Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm sharing my 2020 roundup. These are my 8 best and worst purchases from this year. These are all items that I have added to my collection, and with some time that's passed, I'm noticing how much I use some of these or not use some of these. So I wanted to share my thoughts on those pieces. That way you can either learn from my experiences, learn from my mistakes, good things like that. But without further ado, let me jump right into it because I have 8 items to get through. I am using a different mic today. Usually I have one that's right on me, but my outfit wasn't making it conducive to put a mic on, so I am using a different one. If you hear a little bit more background noise, that's probably why, so let me know if it bothers you too much. I'll make note in my future videos. First and foremost, I don't really think this will be a surprise to anybody who's been watching my videos this year, but they would be these slippers from Louis Vuitton. When I was thinking about this video concept and started putting a list down of things I wanted to feature, hands down, this was the first item I put on my list. And I've mentioned these a few times now, I think. I've even included it in my holiday gift guide. I love these slippers. Now, I'm also really gutted because I think they're sold out. They are definitely sold out on the website. There might be some boutiques that still have a pair or two, and you might be lucky to find them in your size. But if not, I still wanted to feature these because I feel like this is the first time, at least the first time I'm aware, that Louis Vuitton made shearling slippers. So we all know they have the beautiful mink slippers as well, and that's what I was originally looking at too. But the price points on the mink slippers is astronomical. It's really, really astronomical. So I wanted to throw this out there because you know how these luxury fashion houses do. If something sells really well, they will start creating more of that category because they realize people want those items. And so I have a feeling that Louis Vuitton will be coming out with more shearling style slippers. So I wanted to still feature these to let you know, in case you missed out on this particular pair, they might be coming out with some new ones, and when they do, you are ready to purchase. I really didn't think I would feature these because it is crazy to spend that much money on a pair of house slippers, but maybe it's because of how much time we're spending at home, but I absolutely love these. Every time I put my feet in them, I'm just they just make me happy. And the best thing, in my opinion, is the fact that it has a full rubber footbed. It has a real sole. It has a real footbed on them. So sometimes you'll get those slippers that are cloud soft and so fluffy, but then after time they just compress down as you wear them. You feel a lot less of that impact with these. I really love these. Can you tell how much I love these? And they're also not too difficult to clean. My boyfriend was nice enough to give these a nice brush and air clean the other day, and that's why they look much better than they used to. But he just used a lint roller, and you know that compressed air that you can buy to clean your computer with? He also was blowing the air on them to refluff and get all of the dust out of them. So they're relatively easy to take care of and clean. Because it's shearling, they also don't stink up. Sometimes slippers can do that, but these don't really stink up. So all in all, I feel like these are a really good purchase. This is one of the best purchases that I made this year. I'm super happy that I have this. I think I'm gonna run through all of the bests and then go over to the worsts. So that was definitely the first thing that came to mind. The other best item is this DIOR Stussy denim work shirt. I think that's technically what this was called. This is from the 2020 men's DIOR spring summer collection. So you see the Stussy B is on here, and then in the front there's also the DIOR Paris embroidery. This is made with that Japanese denim, so it's really soft and hard wearing. The washing is done really beautifully to look to give it that morning look, but it's not super tacky. And yeah, my boyfriend and I have worn this a lot this year, actually. Throughout the summer and into the fall, we still wear it now. And I think also because the both of us are able to wear it, we have significantly brought that cost per wear down. We know this is a piece that will withstand the test of time too, and every time we wear it, we get compliments. Everyone, like, every time we wear it, it's always like oh, like, that's a really cool shirt, or yeah, that's a really cool jacket. So not that we need other people's compliments to validate our purchase decisions, but you know, it's nice to know that people think you have good taste. So yeah, this definitely stands out as one that is like a good purchase we made this year, one that we're really happy to have in our collection, and one that we will wear for many years to come. Sticking with the house of Dior, the third item I wanted to mention are my Dior B25 runners. And these are also from Dior Homme, so these are from the men's collection. These are the sneakers that I gifted myself for my birthday. So I haven't had these for a tremendously long period of time, but I have worn them a good amount since I got them. I really like these. I feel like they're just a really good looking shoe when you put them on, and whatever outfit I match them with, they seem to go really well. I mean, part of it is because it's black and white. It's a really classic colorway, but also I think the color blocking is like really graphic. It gives it a really fresh look, but also not too in a too standoutish way. That's why they go really well with all sorts of outfits. So that's why I really, really like these. And above all, they are comfortable. They are super, super comfortable. I mean, I've walked in these a ton. I've walked from like Upper East Side all the way down to Midtown. So that's like 30, 40 blocks. And these were still very comfortable. The very first time I wore them, the back here did rub my ankle, but that tends to happen with me for all shoes. So I don't know if it's necessarily something to ding these shoes on, but ever since then I've worn taller socks with them and they haven't rubbed my feet at all. So super, super comfortable, super stylish. Absolutely love these. And they're not too heavy for designer sneakers. Okay, had to do a quick battery change because the battery light was flashing. Moving on to the next item I wanted to feature. It's actually on my finger right now. This is the Cocoa Crush Slim that I purchased earlier this year. I want to say this was like in the summertime. And I have really enjoyed having this piece on my finger practically every day. And I've had some follow-up questions on like the scratches and the wear and tear on it. I expect jewelry, especially this kind of jewelry that I wear every day, to show signs of wear. Even if it was like a Cartier love ring or something like that, I would expect that to scratch almost a lot because you're wearing it so much. And like I don't take it off when I like wash my hands, do the dishes, or really anything. I take it off when I shower, but that's pretty much it. So considering how much wear it gets, I think it looks fabulous. There are only really hairline scratches on it, and there's really no other sign of wear. So I feel like it, I mean, I've only had it for a few months still, but I feel like it's pretty consistent with the kind of wear that I would expect. I have a video where I unboxed this and I shared some of my thoughts on why I think it's good value for money, so I will definitely link that above and in the description box below. If you're interested in this piece, I highly recommend you check out that video. There are a lot more close-ups of the piece as well, so you can see it in a lot more detail too. But if you're in the market for some fine jewelry, it is the holiday season. If you want to gift yourself something to cheer yourself up and, you know, thank yourself for surviving this year, I think this is a great option. I also like how skinny it is compared to the regular Cocoa Crush. This is a piece that I plan to have forever. It will probably stay on my finger for a really long time. These other ones on my fingers have been here for like 10 years. It's likely that this one will be one of those that just stays there forever. So that's the Chanel piece that I wanted to feature in my best. And I don't think it would be a roundup video of mine if I didn't mention Hermes as well. And the pieces that I'm about to feature might be a bit surprising, given that I was able to add some really remarkable pieces into my collection this year. But I wanted to actually feature their homeware in my best category. So I know these are technically two different items, so I'm slightly cheating, but it's like one category. This is the little Hermes tray from the Passifolia collection. I have featured this before. I pretty much use this as like a little dessert tray. I think it is absolutely adorable for that. And the other item is this tumbler. It's technically called a tumbler. It's a crystal glass from one of the Hermes homeware collections as well. This is pretty much my drink glass, my non-alcoholic beverage glass, and I thoroughly enjoy it. I really do. I love both of these. I love giving myself an excuse to put really cute desserts on this tray when I have them. And it just makes your dessert taste that much sweeter. And also, I just really like this tumbler. It has a really good weight to it. It has where the design is pretty much where you grip, and it really makes you feel like you have a good grip, like you're not going to accidentally drop the glass. It has just been a delight to have at home. But hey, we are home a lot more often. We might as well make it count. So if you've been interested in any of the Hermes homeware, I highly recommend. I think it's really great. I like how it perks up some of the more average things you do in a day, like, you know, drink something and eat dessert, you know. And so I really enjoy these pieces, and I feel like these are a great way to perk up your home life. I say you might be surprised by these choices because this year I did add a Constance to my collection, and I absolutely love that piece. I do. Honestly, if I think about all of the things that I've gotten this year, it falls somewhere in the middle. These other pieces that I featured, these other 5 items that I featured, really stood out in my mind. They really bubbled to the top, and my Constance just didn't quite make it there. Like, I want to be honest with you all on the things that I really think are worth it. And I think like the $200 you spend on an Hermes homeware piece, it might give you a lot more joy than spending, you know, that crazy amount of money on that Hermes Constance. So those are the 5 items, the 5 best items. And so now I'll be moving on to the worst purchases from this year. I really try to be intentional with all of the purchases that I do make, and I try to minimize the potential regrets I could have or mistakes that I make with certain purchases. But I was looking through the purchases I made this year, and there were a few that stood out for different reasons, and that I will share, of course. The first is this item right here. You might already know what this is based on the packaging, but this is the Fendi swimwear that I picked up earlier this year from the California Sky collection. I believe this was the Spring Summer 2020 collection from Fendi, and it is absolutely a gorgeous swimsuit. But I have to pick this one because I only wore it once, and I didn't even really wear it to like some sort of beach or swimming destination. I wore it indoors still when I managed to make a little kind of road trip to the Finger Lakes in New York. Well, and I'll like link the little like vlog and like montage I put of that trip so you can see the photos from there. But that's literally the only time that I wore it. And when I wore it, I realized it is actually like really low cut, and it's quite a delicate swimsuit. You know, you're not swimming like 5 miles in that, you know what I mean? It's one of those that I guess, you know, you'd just be putting on and laying out on your private yacht, which I don't have a private yacht, so maybe I shouldn't have gotten the swimsuit. The reason why I wanted to include it in my worst purchases is just the fact that I really only got to wear it once. Maybe next year, if we are able to travel more, I will go to a destination where I'm able to wear it, you know, like actually on the beach or on a yacht. who knows? But that one definitely stood out as like a The next item is actually from Hermes. It is in this adorable box right here, and I think you can mostly tell what it is. It is a little silk piece, but instead of it twilly, it's actually this heart-shaped pocket square. And this is also purely because I didn't use it as much. I only wore it once. I styled it once and took a photo of it. I like how I styled it, but I don't have a need to be wearing pocket squares that much. I don't have that many blazers that have a pocket square option. And so it's just not that practical for me. I got it because of how like whimsical it is, how cute it is to be in this heart shape. I absolutely fell in love with that. And I still like the print. It's like, it's the classic like Hermes ribbon, and it's just super cute, but I don't really have a lot of use for it. And that's what I'm realizing as time passes when it comes to a lot of the Hermes like smaller silk items, so like twillies and pocket squares and things like that. I don't have as much of a use for them as I thought. So I think I'll probably repurpose this in some way to be like used for a different project or something like that. I don't use Hermes, these like little Hermes silk pieces as much as I think I would, so it just doesn't seem like it's a good purchase for me. Oh, it looks like the sun wants to say goodbye for the day, but so I'm going to quickly run through the last item. This is the last worst purchase of 2020. And that is this right here. This is a Chanel t-shirt that I picked up. This is from my last shopping trip at the Chanel boutique that I used to shop at, which is the Chanel that was at Neiman Marcus Hudson Yards. Because Neiman Marcus is no longer there, the Chanel boutique had to leave this space as well, and this was one of the last things that I picked up from that trip. I wear this t-shirt. I do. I've worn it a number of times now. I've styled it a few different ways. And it's not that I don't like this t-shirt. It's just, I don't know what I was thinking when I got it. Because this t-shirt was, honestly, it was $2,000. Astronomical. It's like absolutely a crazy amount of money to spend on a t-shirt. And I really don't know what I was thinking when I decided to get it. I mean, I like it. It has this beautiful embroidery detail at the top. It looks like it's slightly tie-dye / like burnout. And it has this beautiful CC charm on the side. And like I said, I do wear it. It's not like I don't even get my wear out of it. I am, and I plan on getting my wear out of it for like 20 years to come. But when I was doing my roundup and I was just thinking about it, I'm like, this is not, no one should be spending this much money on a t-shirt. Unless you're somebody who like buys Chanel to be your pajamas, right? Like I aspire to be at that level, but I'm not quite at that level. So that's why I wonder why I did this to myself. At the time, I think I was thinking because I spend more time at home and things like that, I dress a lot more casually than I used to, that I would be getting more wear out of this. And that's true. It is true, but it's still not $2,000 true. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to highlight this as one of my worst purchases, because I want to prevent you from doing something similar. So those are my 8 best and worst purchases from 2020 based on my 2020 roundup. This year was pretty crazy, and the way we purchased, the things we purchased kind of changed, at least it did for me. I did make a lot of other purchases this year, so if you feel like there's something that I didn't feature here, it doesn't mean that I don't like it. It doesn't mean that I'm going to get rid of it. It just means it may not have stood out on either side of the extreme. So it didn't stand out as like, oh my God, this was a really good purchase. It didn't quite stand out as like, what was I doing or what was I thinking? And it just means that it fell somewhere in the middle, which is where the majority of my purchases will be. So that's why you won't see all the pieces that I purchased this year. These are just a select handful of them. So I think before I lose sunlight, I'm going to end the video now. If you have any questions on any of these items or really anything at all, feel free to leave them down below or head on over to Instagram and I'd be happy to help however I can. If you like this video and you found it helpful, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate all of your feedback and support. If you like this kind of content and you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I post new fashion related videos every Sunday and Wednesday. So until next time, bye!